Happy Friday, happy release day for Bleach Volume 2. So we got a sealed box here, and as always, we're going to talk about the case hits at the end. The one thing I got to have a shout out right at the start, though, is that Bandai seems to update their shrink wrap, which is just really nice from a security thing. But I figured I would unbox this really quickly, give my thoughts on Volume 2 for Bleach and what it means, and kind of where the meta is going, right? So for those who have not seen a unboxing before, we do get a box promotion or top card here that is always going to be a foil of the various raids in this deck. So in this case, we got Senjumaru, which I love her alt art, which we'll talk at the end. But otherwise, just going to quickly go through the packs themselves and then show off all the big shiny at the end. So how do we feel about Bleach Volume 2, right? We got a new color in blue, which gave us a lot of new decks, actually 3 very different decks that we can play. And we also got some life into Volume 1 style of decks. So players who are maybe returning to the game after a little while finally have some new stuff to play with, both be it updates to their Volume 1 decks as well as a whole new color. And actually starting off with one of the SRs here, we have Kurosuchi, which is the blue revival deck. So if you're someone who loves playing from your sideline or graveyard for additional effects, that's exactly the type of card that you want to see. So really fun SR to hit, but again, blue kind of taking the spotlight. So as I was going through and opening up everything, I know one of the main questions I always get is how many SRs did we get for everything? So because there's only 8 SRs in this set, right, it is technically a smaller set than the Volume 1 counterparts. We actually got 2 full play sets and then some, which is really nice because if you have a friend that you want to split a case with, right, you are able to both get a play set and then split the altar. It's really nice for that, but you know, I have just my own playset. I'll probably sell a master set on the side, so I'm glad that I at least get to update all of my Bleach decks and then still have extras to sell. And this one I really like too is the zombie deck that you get to play out of yellow. Really awesome yellow deck that we're finally getting to see. And okay, we're going to get all of our SRs right off the bat. So we have Ichigo of the Squad Zero deck that we're really excited to see that come together. So just a super consistent, you know, purple mid-range style of deck. So again, if you just love drawing a bunch of extra cards and, you know, getting value turn after turn, that is definitely one to check out. But otherwise, you know, thinking about the set or the case is overall, right? Only having 8 SRs, I do wish there was a couple extra just overall for the case. It would have been really nice. If you haven't seen it already, I did do a deck list video to where I cover all of them in more details. But it would have been really nice to see just 1 or 2 extra cards for the Volume 1 decks for just a couple more deck building options. But I think overall they still landed in a pretty good place. Also, for those who are maybe newer to Unit Arena and haven't seen these before, in every booster box, well, I guess I should say, you'll get 6 SRs, but you'll also get 2 non-foil action points, and you'll get 1 foil action point per case. And spoiler, we already hit that one, so we'll show it at the end, but this is a change that they made for the North American market, which honestly I have been a huge fan of because it's always really nice just to match your APs to the style of deck that you're playing, you know, getting to add a little bit of flavor to it. And in Japan, that was a little bit rough. You had to always get foil versions. They had to, you know, spend a little bit more, but now we have the option to pick them up for relatively pretty cheap, which is nice. Rukia, the blue deck is going to be insane, and then another rare card. So packs themselves are 2 rares per pack. The exception is if you hit a action point, which we just did the pack before that, you get 1 foil and 1 non-foil action point. Otherwise, you'll normally get 2 hits per pack, and you will get 1 or 2 alt arts per box as well, which we're definitely going to cover those in a little bit more detail as we get through, as soon as we find it, I guess, really at the end of the day. So again, I am still trying to work out my top-down setup. Hopefully in post that this will all look good, but definitely let me know your thoughts if the new camera is doing these cards justice. Again, the regular rares just have a flat rainbow foiling on them, but the SRs and the alt arts do have some nice texturing on them, which previously wasn't coming up in my previous video. So I got a little bit of a camera upgrade, trying to still figure out a light setup that will work, but it looks like this is at least a lot better than my Sword Heart unboxing, so we'll see how it goes. And on that note, too, I know that Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 2 is next month as well, that a lot of people are going to be excited for. We may or may not do an unboxing for that. We will see. But, oh, there we go. We got Kenpachi's alt art. And so now this, hopefully, you can see a bit more of the texturing. It does there. That does really justice. There you go. There we go. There's where it really starts to pop for the card itself. The gold stamping, the extra texturing in the background, and of course still having that rainbow foil design on like his hair and some other areas. So that is one alt art. We'll see if we get another one. But like I said, it is either 1 or 2 per box. And then you have a chance at getting a double star or triple star per box as well. And we already got our double star, so unless we get like a god case, which would definitely be welcomed at this point, because I have 9 cases into Union Arena, and then we have not opened a triple star yet. So that does hurt a little bit. So I'm hoping we can get a little bit lucky here sooner or later. Another SR, we got the Rukia, which this is definitely like the key SR of this set, in my opinion, especially when we're in a switch heavy meta and a lot of stuff wants to come up to the front line. This just acts as extra removal while forcing your opponent to maybe discard something off their front line because it will lock it down. So knowing when to play the Rukia is going to be very important. It's not like some of the other raid targets that you can just, slam down whenever you feel like it. The Rukia does require a little bit more planning and for how it works with the rest of the deck. Again, obligatory disclaimer, go check out the all-in-one deck list video that I covered where I go over the 3 different blue deck lists and then also some of the newer ones you can look forward to playing. But the Rukia Toolbox deck, as we're calling it, I think is definitely going to be the star of the show. There you go. There's the actual normal SR version. You can see a little bit of a change in the artwork. You get the shadow behind him plus the extra texturing. So we have 2 more SRs to go, potentially 1 more alt art. And then, again, there's always the chance that we might get an extra action point foil. I did get that in my Bleach Volume 1 case, so it'd be really cool if we actually got both Bleach cases to have an extra hit. But what we really wanted to see was that triple star Rukia, because it's just a gorgeous card, first and foremost. And 2, it would be nice to sell it because, again, your boy is 9 cases deep in Union Arena, and that really does start to add up over time. So if you catch my post in the Facebook group, I am going to be starting to sell some master sets. I'm a JJK player, so I'm keeping all my alt art JJKs and stuff like that. But, like my One Punch Man master set, I really don't need it. I did record my videos with it, so that's up on the channel already. And I probably will never play that set again, just personally have not. Well, first off, I haven't watched all of One Punch Man still, but it's also a set that, I have a very limited number of events I can play in, so I'd rather play my foiled out JJK deck. And then also Volume 2 is right around the corner, so we're actually about to get the finished part of the Nanami deck, so I'm really excited to, get to play JJK at full power. We'll have to see if we get the restrictions or not. We'll have to see if we get the bans or not. Very curious to see how they handle that, but all in all, I am an Nanami player over the Sukuna deck, so I am very excited to have the full power version of the Nanami deck because we don't overlap too much with the rest. Another double rare. Again, getting down here to the last few packs. Maybe go a little bit faster now just to see if we get any big hits. So we got the rare, and then we got a Bakuya. Again, this is the blue toolbox style of card that we want. Let's see if we can get some of that. There you go. I need to, what light is that even hitting? I have no idea what light source that's actually bouncing off of. I guess my green screen light? But this actually lets you see a little bit more of the texture on that side. So, nice. 4 more packs left. So, again, 1 SR, potentially another alt art waiting for us. So, we'll let this get in focus. And overall, I will say I did have a, there we go. We got our last, right? That is 6. I can count. Perfect. We got our last one of Giselle. So again, there's 8 SRs in total, and in a box, you still do get 6. So it's a lot easier to complete your play sets. Obviously, it's a smaller card pool. It's going to be a lot easier to get your rares, things of that nature. But it is still one that I am very welcoming to see updates for the Volume 1 decks, as well as getting new decks. And with JJK around the corner, we'll actually get red included as well, which is all focused around the Shibuya incident arc. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And again, I know a lot of people are excited for the Sukuna deck that's coming out of that one. A different Sukuna deck, as it were. There's our other non-foil action point. And yes, that's not a typo. This totally mixed me up as well, because again, I haven't watched Bleach, but this guy having the inverted text and whatnot, apparently that's just what his Bankai does, so it took me for a surprise. But last pack, empty box. Will it be an extra alt art, or will we be cursed with just the one-hit box? What? Nope, just a one-hit box to end it on. So double rare for the last couple spots there. So that is our rare pile. We have the 1 alt art. Just going to clean up this spot a little bit. Push that off to the side. And now, just to showcase some of the other alt arts in the set, we do have all of our hits. Again, first and foremost, and it's probably not going to come out in the, I keep forgetting that the camera won't go through the extra screens and whatnot, but maybe you can see the texturing on the Ichigo. Oh, there you go. You can see a little bit of it. I shine it on the white light to the side. So that was our foiled action point for this case. And then we got the new and improved, very, very nice, all things considered, the double star Ichigo. Now, I would have loved, again, to get the Rukia. It would have been really nice to hit the triple star. Maybe on case number 10, we'll get the triple star, but honestly, card looks pretty sick. I really do like the title stamping there on the side as well. Honestly, just a really cool looking card. And again, someone who hasn't seen Bleach, but someone who really appreciates the signatures by the voice actors, right? And this one has been, and I forget their name, I apologize, but they've also been very active in signing extra stuff within the North American market, so that has been pretty cool as well. So definitely, something that is a double sign, possibly, if you want to get it pen signed as well. But now going on to our alt arts. Now, again, there are only 8 SRs in this set, so we do have some rares or uncommons, but you'll notice we got quite a few extra alt arts because there's less overall. So starting with, let me see if there's a way to get this light to shine on it. Off to the side, maybe. Again, really nice glitter background detail. I love the lighter artworks, and this goes back to my first Bleach video. The light silver backgrounds that the Stern Ritters got compared to like the other characters that have the darker background, these look way better to me. Again, no feelings one way or another towards the character or the deck itself, but this background is far superior than the other backgrounds that we're going to talk about. So we got 2 of those. Talking about the zombie deck, which again, just a really cool, it has the tag there underneath. Some cool texturing there in the background. Okay, that's just going to be my key light for texturing, I guess, right? Very good card. It is the color trigger for the deck, so it's something that you're going to want a lot of. We got 2 of them there. And this is what I'm talking about. When it has just the darker background where it's just like the silver, or excuse me, the gold line and just a flat background. This just does not pop as much, in my opinion. However, this card is like mandatory upgrade because not only is it an active trigger, which is really good in the 13 court guards, it's also your looter. So it's also the draw 1, discard 1. So this is just a very nice alt art to have for a card that is going to be a staple, right? Moving on from there, we have the Toshiro, which I really love the accents in the ice behind him. Thought this was actually a really nice alt art as well. And again, some of these, I don't know all the characters, but Yumi Chika. Again, love the gold accent for like the face profiles, but wish the background was lighter. There is the Kenpachi that we just had, which we got another one of. The Shinji, which has like a swirl behind him, which is really cool. And this is like really raised gold stamping, I thought was really cool. Ichigo, I definitely think a card that people are definitely going to be wanting and looking forward to because of the Squad Zero relevance. And also, I just like this is like the one darker background where it works because they added all the extra gold accents. So very happy to see that. We got 2 of those. And then my favorite alt art from the set, again, no idea on the character overall. The colors just pop. The gold thread, which probably does not come through in the camera still because it's like such a small accent. Let me see. I guess you can kind of see it there. It is so clean. I really love this one. Again, you struggle getting the texturing. You're getting the very delicate gold string going throughout it. Gorgeous card. Absolutely gorgeous card. And then getting into some of the blue cards here. Again, that same profile with the darker background that we were talking about. And then this guy loved to troll me. I talked bad about him in the deck list video. But look at this. That's all you see is a face. Look at that, just shine brighter than the sun. But if you actually like catch the light on this the right way, like it is a beautiful card. It's very hard to have the light catch it the right way. But one that I was definitely really shocked to open at first, just again, because of how strong the glare can be, but really cool accent card. But yeah, we got 3 of those. So he heard me talking crap and he had to show up. And then we have our last one here, which we also got 3 of. If we can get Yoruchi, there we go. More of that silver glitter foiling in the background. And of course, some of the accents, which is really nice here on the side, were the individual gold lettering as well as the silvering. So again, the blue alt arts I think really hit in particular, except of course the one that I talked about. So I was really happy to see like these two in particular. Again, that shine really coming through. But overall, again, really love the alt arts from this set. From a high level, again, the couple picky ones that I will say I wish were a little bit improved because they didn't have as dark as a background. You really don't get to see the texturing in the gold really accent well enough unless it was the Ichigo. But let me know in the comments below what is your favorite alt art from this set if you're trying to collect any of them, or if you're also just excited for Bleach Volume 2. Let me know in the comments below what is your favorite deck. Now, that said, I will not have a Black Clover unboxing video. This will just be the one for this week. It's getting very expensive to keep up, with the double or even triple releases sometimes. I'm personally saving up for JJK because it has a lot of alt arts that I'm very excited about, so I'm gonna have to track those down as well. But as I can, I'll definitely try to do some more unboxings on the channel and talk about the opening of the sets and all that good stuff. But happy Friday. Enjoy the battles this weekend. Good luck on your pulls. But until next time, my friends, stay safe, stay hydrated, and we'll see you in the next video. Cheers.